Okay, you might not know this, but there are other video games than Elden Ring. In fact, From Software, the people who made Elden Ring, made a game before Elden Ring that's called Dark Souls 3. And before that, they made Dark Souls 2, and before that, they made Dark Souls 1. And all of these games have invasions and PvP, just like Elden Ring, but better. If you've been watching my stream at all recently, you know that like I have some opinions about the current state of invasions and PvP, invasions specifically with Elden Ring, and my opinions are that it's not great. And Dark Souls 3 is fun. It's very fun. I think that it has better invasions right now than Elden Ring, but I had actually never done Dark Souls 3 invasions before, and I wanted to give them a try. So this is a character that I made just to do that, and to put my hypothesis to the test, and see if it really is, like, better, you know? Is the grass greener on the other side? And folks, the grass is not only greener, it's... I don't know where I was going with that. It's better. It's just better, and I'm going to talk about why it's better. Because I think there are some specific things that Dark Souls 3 does that make it a more enjoyable invading experience than Elden Ring. But check this out. Boom, parry. And then, oh, he's not gone yet. What are we gonna do? Maybe we'll just do it again. Parry him again. Oh, but wait, he's still not down. Oh, what are we gonna do? There's a little thing called Weapon Arts in DS3. It's their version of Ashes of War, except you can't switch them onto other weapons. You get one weapon, you get one weapon art, and that's all you get. And with a short sword, this is what you get. You charge at somebody, you finish them off. So clean, so nice. Here's me invading a guy named Long Dick, and we have a good fight. We have a good fight here. So let me tell you about this character that I made. Level 40. Plus 4 weapons. All of these, I think all of these invasions are in the cathedral. It's a very active, like, PvP zone. And I wanted him to be kind of like a Farron exile, like an Abyss Watcher exile guy. There's some cool lore around the Abyss Watchers and the sorceries that they use. Like Farron Flash Sword, one of the ones that I have here, is basically this game's version of Carrion Slicer, except it has a little bit more range. And the motion is a little bit more different. It's kind of diagonal rather than like just straight up like horizontal like Carrion Slicer is. But the text, like the description on the spell, says that it was developed specifically for the Farron Abyss Watchers. So they're making sure the Abyss does not take over the world, right? The Abyss that you see in Dark Souls 1, the Abyss that Artorias fell to in the DLC of Dark Souls 1. And they made this, and it's a version of Soul Greatsword, which is another spell that I have on here, but it's meant to be kind of faster, you know? It's like quick and dirty. They're traveling light, they're traveling fast, they got places to go, people to see. So I just wanted to make like a character that used these like sword sorceries. It's kind of like this game's, you know, it's like I'm reverse engineering like a Carrion Knight build from Elden Ring, and there's a couple of fun options that they have. Boom, another parry. It's so satisfying in this game to get the parries off. So that's what we're doing, right? Level 40, plus 4 weapons, just doing some incantations. We're using a short sword because the short sword in this game has an R2 double poke. Like you hit R2, they do a poke attack, you hit R2 again, it's another poke. Unlike Elden Ring, which does not have the double R2 poke on any of the straight swords, which is disappointing. This is me just AFK, like I didn't even know that I was getting invaded. I walked back into the room, this guy's just beating my ass. But we get to turn the tides on him a little bit. Isn't that fun? So anyways, why do I think Dark Souls 3 invasions are more fun? There are more solo host invasions because there are more conditions under which you can invade people and under which you can get invaded as well. Dark Souls 3 has covenants, and all of those have different rules about who can invade you. For instance, like I don't have footage of it on here, but after I invaded somebody in the Farron little swamp area, I got invaded by someone who is part of a covenant where they can invade you if you have invaded other people in that Farron swamp area. And that's like the only condition under which they can invade you. You can get invaded after invading other people by, like, you know, if you're part of a covenant and your job is to punish invaders, right? Then you invade invaders to get back at them for invading other people. So there's just so many more, like, interactions that you can have in PvP. And that just lends itself to a lot of really fun situations. And I just got invaded by this guy because I was embered. That's this game's version of rune arcs. If you use an ember, it increases your max HP. It maybe increases your max stamina too. I'm not sure. I know for sure it increases your max HP, and you can use it to heal yourself as well. Like in Dark Souls 1, that was like humanity. If you got a humanity item, you could use it to heal yourself. You could use it in that way, but then you would open yourself up to invasions from other people. So like this guy right here, right? He's not doing co-op. He didn't have anybody with him, but he was embered. So I got to invade him. And I mean, even something as simple as that, I think would have made Elden Ring invasions so much more fun if the consequence for using a rune arc, or even just using a great rune, right? Great rune equipped. You have a great rune equipped, you use a rune arc to activate it, then you can get invaded by anybody who's looking for invasions. You know, forget about having, you know, really elaborate covenants and things like that. That would have made the experience so much more fun, because currently in Elden Ring, the issue is that when you invade somebody, you are overwhelmingly invading like this, right? This is a situation where this guy had a blue with him. He had a co-opper as well, this guy who's kind of in white. Gay Queen. Their name's Gay Queen. Slay Queen. Slay Queen, Gay Queen. Let's go. But like this is kind of more like what Elden Ring invasions look like right now, is kind of a 1v3. But you never really get those one-on-one invasions, which I think are really fun. And you don't get the interaction with covenants either. And people really don't have a reason to invade, because there are no covenants. Like I do it for the love of the game. I'm like LeBron James. Was it LeBron? I think it was Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan got a little exception in his contract that he could go play like street ball with people, because most NBA players, like, obviously they don't want you know, just like squaring up like on the court like with a bunch of randos, because then you're gonna get hurt and then you can't play for the Chicago Bulls anymore. But Michael Jordan had a little thing in his contract where he's like, I just love basketball. Just let me play basketball, or else I'm not gonna play basketball for you. So I don't know if that's true. My dad said it to me once. Who knows? But that's why I invade in Elden Ring. I do it for the love of the game, because I'm like Michael Jordan. But maybe you're not like me, and you're not the Michael Jordan of invasions. And you think like, well, give me some motivation, right? Sweeten the deal a little bit. What's in it for me? Well, then Dark Souls 3 is going to be great for you. You can get special items and weapons and spells for invading. You can invade under special circumstances, people who wouldn't normally be able to get invaded. If you're part of a covenant, then you can invade them because their game is working under certain conditions. And all of this it makes the online environment so much more interesting. And on top of that, people just don't do as much damage in Dark Souls 3. This is kind of a minor point, but invasions tend to last longer. There's more time for you to plan and be strategic. There's more of sort of a back and forth, like, you know, hard to tell who's got the upper hand. Like in this invasion, for instance, this was like a 10-15 minute invasion. I'm only showing you like the last 5 minutes of it here. And this blue sentinel that you'll see, he's somewhere around here. He was like hyper aggressive, just didn't care about the enemies in the level, didn't care about aggroing any enemies. He was just laser focused on me, which is a really fun blue to have on the opposing team. Somebody who's unafraid to just chase you through that level. But even when these guys were just kind of like hammering on me 3-on-1, I was able to get away. They didn't have a like kill me immediately button. And there's a lot of those buttons that people can press in Elden Ring. You hit L2 and you just kill the invader, right? It doesn't matter how much health you have. It doesn't matter what sort of mitigations you're rocking, right? If one of the hosts has Rivers of Blood and one of the hosts has a Moon Veil and the other host has Black Flame Tornado and they get you in a corner, it's just over, right? Even the most skilled invader, even me, the Michael Jordan of invasions, at that point there's just not much you can do, really. And so it's less of a test of your skill against the co-opers and more of like, well, let's just get this guy into a corner and hit L2. But that's not really the case with Dark Souls 3, and I appreciate it. We're coming to the end of this invasion here, so thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'm going to be doing more because this build is super fun and I enjoy it a lot. I'm going to be streaming more of this guy because I'm feeling Dark Souls 3 right now, you know? I'm feeling it, and I'm feeling good. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.